sensitive soul friend. It's your energizing host, Nicole. Welcome to the Zenspiration Show, your one-way ticket to a mental margarita and a refreshing dip in the pool of possibility. Feel like life's turned the blender to chaos mode? Are you ready to break free from the noise? Create your own blend of Zen energy and inspiration? This is the show where we navigate the wild waves of today's world with practical wisdom, wonder, and a dash of magic sauce, so you get to live your life fueled by passion, purpose, and a lot of empowered vibes. Get ready to energize your life. We're headed to a magical place I call Inspiration Island. The Zenspiration Show starts now. We are back already. Oh, do you ever feel like maybe you're not where you should be on your path, or you're not quite getting it done? You look out in the world and it seems like everybody's got their shizzle together, but not you. You feel a little bit off. Maybe you're not quite where you should be. And it is common. This is not really a new topic. I've seen it online where people talk about this comparison thing, where we compare ourselves, our worst, to where someone else is and their best. But I want to break it down even more because I love to do that. And so I don't want you to tune out and think, oh, I've seen this. Yeah, the comparison thing. I want you to lean in, because if you have been feeling lately, last few months, I don't know, over the last course of the several last years, whatever that is, if you are constantly feeling like I'm not where I should be, there might be a different reason too. It's not just this comparison thing, but there are things in our lives in this time in the world that we did not have necessarily years ago. And I want to break it down. I love to look at, well, but why? But why do we continue to do this? If we have so many resources, I mean, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's never been easier, right? If you want to write a book, well, it's never been easier. All you have to do is go to the web and you go clickety click, clack, boopity boop, and you pop something in there and you can watch a YouTube video, you can read blogs, you can find people who specialize or have niched into this area to teach you the exact steps it takes, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, to get whatever it is that you want. And yet, maybe you still have ideas spinning around in your head that they're not getting their little feet and crossing the finish line. Maybe you still feel overwhelmed. Maybe you still feel like everyone else seems to be putting all of their magic pieces together. They've figured it out. And maybe you feel like you have not. So why on earth at this time in the world do we have more resources and information than ever before to do whatever we want? It has never been easier. And yet more people are comparing. They are struggling. We have anxiety on the rise. We have depression on the rise. We have all of these conditions on the rise. We have, what else do we have? Gosh, there's so many things to choose from out there. There's immune diseases and lots of stress and pressure and all kinds of conditions, diagnoses. There's more. Hang with me now, because I want to get into why though? Why do we have all of these resources, but we're not really where we want to be? And so that you can finally land on your feet right where you are and get out of that comparison thing, get out of, oh, I'm not where I should be. And really, you got to get a little honest with yourself too. I want to get into that today. Why you're doing that to yourself. Why are you doing that to yourself? Listen, hang with me, friend, okay? Because here on the Zenspiration Show, we like to take all of that mess and sort through it, figure out how to get you recentered with yourself, and also get really clear, what have you been buying into? Or maybe what are you calibrating to that is definitely not serving you? By the way, if you feel any of that junk that I just mapped out and you're just not feeling that great about where you are on your path, or you just feel like something's missing, it's actually a sign from your soul. It is. It's a sign from your soul, and it's trying to get your attention to say, all this stuff is not what you want. Okay, so let's just celebrate for a moment. Yeah, I'm not where I want to be, and I'm aware of it, but I'm not in the wrong place. No, that's not it either. See, it's not that you're in the wrong place. You're not behind. You're not where you're not supposed to be. You're just where you are. Why is it so hard for us humans to just say, but I am where I am? Here I am. Wow, look around. Here I am in my life, at this place in my life. Why are we just shoving that down so hard and avoiding it? We just don't want to say that because it's like we're settling for something. But that's not it either. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's break this down here because I was looking up, as I always do. I'm a big, even though I'm into all this intuition and everything, I do love statistics because statistics are very interesting. And in a 2022 study, it found that 68% of adults feel inadequate about their own lives after viewing social media. That's 68%. I've had it happen to me as well. I'm not so immune to all of this stuff. Okay. So I'm not sitting over here and saying, oh, that's never happened to me. It's because it's happened to me. That's why I love talking about this. It is because I have so many soul seekers, dreamers, uplifters. They reach out to me and they say, I just feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be in my life. I feel like I am missing something profound, like something significant is missing. I wake up and I feel robotic about my day. I'm going through the motions, but I'm not really there. Okay, so I'm an 80s girl, and I will always be massive fangirl of the 80s. And I've been on a kick because, well, let's be real, there's no really good movies to choose from lately. They're just making movies, but they're not telling stories anymore. And I do admit that I love 80s movies, but here's why. Not just because I grew up in the 80s, they were relatable. There was a character and or several in 80s movies. So lately, because I can't find good movies that are new and fresh, I've been going back to all of my old favorites. And I watch them while I'm on the treadmill. So I'm watching all the movies and I'm still relating to how all of these characters are moving through life, how they feel inside versus what they're putting outside, and watching also the Brat documentary by Andrew McCarthy. I highly recommend it if you're an 80s fan. It is so incredible to see, but I never also understood their perspective. So that's really fun. But what I was having this insight on as I was watching was thinking about life in the 80s before the internet. So for some of us, we grew up before the internet. We didn't have Facebook to get the lowdown on what so-and-so was doing or their most polished, perfect vacation photos or any of the updates about what they had for lunch. You had to actually talk to the person to find out what they had for lunch. You had to actually have a face-to-face and or old school telephone with the cord, right? Conversation about what happened in their day or what your plans were for the weekend. It hit me one time also. How did we ever meet up in different spots when we didn't have cell phones to text each other? And we were just incredible. Anyway, now that our younger generations have grown up with internet, Facebook, Instagram, any other platform where everyone's life looks complete, finished, polished, perfect. Oh my goodness. How easy is it to get wrapped up in, wow, my life doesn't look anything like that. I don't feel that happy. Look at all their friends. Look at all the fun they are having. And now we can even put it in our own little videos called Reels. So we can really beef it up on how perfect everything is. We're not really having our own experiences anymore. Back in the 80s, before the internet, the 90s, before the internet, you had to like commit to something to have an experience. You had to go there, right? So let's say a movie. Now, as they talked about in the documentary, you might watch a movie chopped up in 4 different sections because you can just hit pause, go do whatever you need, then come back. And then you can watch it 8 million times if you want in a row. Back then you had to buy a ticket. You had to sit in that seat with a whole group of strangers, probably your group of friends, on a Friday night, watch the movie, enjoy it, experience it together. Then you heard about it from everyone live, interacting with each other. We're not interacting with other humans the way that we used to be. We're looking at a screen, we're making an assumption, we're comparing ourselves. Our conditioned mind and our ego is always presenting this, wow, they got it going on. You're nowhere near that. You're not even close. What is wrong with you? Depending on your blend, okay? Because each of my clients, they have their own blend of conditioning, just like I have my own blend of conditioning. Doesn't make it true, but man, it can really feel real. This is completely why, of course, we're having more ramped up anxiety or I don't get into diagnosing, by the way. That is not part of my practice or my philosophy. So I'm not about that, about telling someone they have a condition or this diagnosis and then they become that. So now this is getting weaved into everything. There's tons of information online talking all about mental health, except that the more that we tune into some of these things from that perspective, you can really also start to question, am I okay? Because I read this thing, it said in that blog, I have those 7 signs that they talked about, whoever they are. I've never met this person. I don't know their background, but it says online they're an expert. It tells me that they're a doctor. It does. See, we have all of this stuff that we're tuning into online, and we're really getting caught up in our head about it. That's the thing. So as I'm watching these documentary and I'm revisiting these 80s movies and I'm just going through this journey with these characters, and I'm still finding them very relatable, where a lot of the movies today, they also have a side agenda, don't they? A lot of propaganda, agendas. There's a lot of things we, just right into the movies, the TV shows, commercials, for crying out loud. Everywhere we look with our eyeballs, where there's something on a screen, if you're not being the filter, of course you'd feel like, wow, my life's not like that. Of course, there's some things I see and I think, no, my life's not like that. And I don't know whose life is like that. I don't know anyone in my world, real people, who have that friend circle or who do these things as activities or have these weird conversations. Okay, so things have gone astray. It used to be that we had people in the world who were creative and they had a passion for really telling an inspiring story. We don't have as much of that. We have a lot of people who are trying to tell something, but it's not always inspiring. It's not always uplifting. And then we have people, everyday people, who are trying to do what other people are doing. They have no business doing it. We have a lot of outside information, don't we? And they're not inspiring. They don't know what they're talking about. They're spewing out things that they haven't studied, they haven't researched, they're not educated on. They're just regurgitating information, whether you go for fitness and health people on YouTube. I mean, this is where, man, this is more important than ever. It's always been important to be in tune with your soul and yourself. It's always been monumental to know who you are. That's not any different. The stories in the 80s and the movies I'm watching, humans, man, humans. We have struggle, we have challenge, we have friend circles, we have social settings, we have goals and ideas and dreams. But it's more important than ever to be the filter, to start to guide your life from the inside out. Because if you are taking in all that stuff that we just talked about here in online world, it's really a challenge to get a clear picture, to get a clear vision of who you are, what you want, and why you are feeling whatever it is that you're feeling. And I want you to know, whatever you're feeling, it's coming from your soul is saying, wait, that is not a fit. That's not in alignment. Okay, so if you're feeling off, you feel bad about where you are in life, you feel antsy, anxious, pressure, those type of things, we can use all of that in your favor. That is the magic of what I do with clients, is helping them take all of that, what they think is bad or negative, and harness it. And we use it in a positive way to create actual change, transformation. And it's not based on what anybody else is doing. It's not based on what they saw online. It's not, okay, I see what they're doing over there. Let's see if we can mimic that, right? It's not that. It's coming from this soulful, beautiful, deep down inside place. So when we come back in our next segment here on the Zenspiration Show on Transformation Talk Radio Network, I want to talk about this illusion of perfection. And what is perfection? Is it truly? I bet it's not what our brain is framing it as. It's not what we see online. Be a little bit, but not maybe the way that it's coming through. So we will be right back. I want you to give some thought to some of the things you've been tuning into that haven't been putting you in the right place in your path. What have you been hearing in your head, or what are you telling yourself as to, I don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm not happy here. Okay. And what's been coming up for you? Let's see what we could do about that when we come back. Hey, welcome back to the Zenspiration Show. I am your host, the Quest for Life coach, Nicole, and I want to get into this illusion of perfection. What is perfection? What is perfect? Because no matter what a client has ever brought to the table to discuss in any session or any consult, they are very shocked to hear me say, that is just perfect. And they're like, wait, I just told you it's so frustrating. What I don't like, how I don't feel where I want to be. I feel like I'm missing something. I've made these mistakes. Look, a lot of clients that come to work with me, they've already tried everything. This has also happened to me where I have felt like I've tried everything. It's not coming together. Things are not working. And we can get fixated in that mindset. And then we go online, like I said, and we see people who seem like they're checking all the boxes. They've got everything working out. Wow, they must have been born under some lucky star, but that's not me, right? Because I have clients who have fed dollars and dollars and time and hours and minutes and all kinds of things into courses, coaches, because everyone online has what? The solution you're looking for, my friend. Oh my God, you've been looking. I have everything you need. I've put together my XYZ system or method, and it's magic, and it worked for me, and it can work for you too. I've read so many lines like that I can't even stand to say them or type them. My eyes roll hard back up into my head. Oh my God, another free ebook, right? But yet, people are still opting in. We're still searching. We're still scrolling. We're still looking for those things because they look like they have it all together. And you know what? Maybe they do in many ways. But it's easy to go online and post how perfect this worked for you. Take the right photo, put the right, by the way, it's all marketing, right? I don't like to be treated like a target client. I don't like to even use that verbiage with anything that I'm doing. You're a human. I'm a human. Let's have a real conversation. I'm old school. I would rather get on a consult call and have the conversation. I don't want to DM you my perfect solutions and tell you like, it'll all work out. Just sign up for my thing and that's good. That's just not me. I want to make sure, where are you at? What are you feeling? Because your perception of what's going on is probably a bit off. The clients that come to work with me, they have blind spots. They have a view that it's not coming together. I've tried so hard, and they're doing so many things. But the thing is that the filter they're looking through is this illusion of perfection. It's supposed to look a certain way. Before the internet, We didn't know what the heck some things were supposed to. I didn't know what things were supposed to look like. Man, I was just making these decisions and learning through life. Oh, I didn't like that. That that friendship didn't work out for me. I didn't like the way that experience felt. Well, I don't think that's the job for me. We had to actually experience something to make a decision whether we liked it or not. Now we're looking online, we're making assumptions in like a split second, whether it's good, bad, stupid, whatever. Right? So all these assumptions. And along with that, their life's perfect, mine's not. The thing we don't get also, if you watch a movie, you see all of the journey, don't you? It's condensed, right? It's the hero's journey. It's condensed into, well, now they've made them 2.5 hours. No, I don't know. Movies are so long now, but it's condensed into this timeline. And so you see happy, okay, start, and then they go along, and then all of a sudden, oh, whoa, they're not that happy. Actually, there's all this stuff, going on, and then they meet certain people, they have certain experiences, they hit their rock bottom, and you're right there with them. Oh man, I've been there. Oh, rock bottom. Oh, I'm feeling for this character, but I'm rooting for them, right? I'm rooting for them. And then they make their way back up. They make some profound change how they show up. They make a profound change in how they decide to show up. They show up as the powerful version of themselves. They start speaking their truth. They start behaving the way they really want to. And suddenly, this character comes out on top. And in the end, you're like, man, yes, here's what you're seeing online. I'm perfect. I'm not going to show you any of my flaws. I'm not going to show you when I'm crying on the floor. I'm not going to show you how many decisions and choices and things I've made that didn't work out. I'm only showing you the snapshots of how perfect everything is. We are missing the really relatable, important pieces. I am guilty of this myself, not because I want to appear perfect online for people. I want to show them, look, this is possible. Okay. And so it's really key if whoever you're following online or friends with online, or that they tell you all the bits of their story. There's no human on earth who's made every perfect decision or every right choice, only has the best of friends. Someone could show you themselves in a group of people having just a bang old time, just looking like they are blah, 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 and not have any kind of serious, deep, soulful connection with any of those people in that photo. Your mind fills in the blanks. That's actually what's happening. That person, they might not be intentionally trying to schmooze you, fool you, or do any of those things. There are those people, though. I call them entrepreneurs, and they are doing that. So you do want to be careful. However, there are people who are intentionally just trying to show you the sunny side of life. Hey, you know what? Let's rise up together. Hey, let's have more fun. Let's be inspired. Let's do things that uplift the world. There are those of us as well. But our minds, from right where our perspective of our place in life, will fill in the blanks. So it will see it, it will do the comparison, and it'll fill in the blank with what you don't have that they have that you want. But that's not always accurate. Not in that perspective. Plus, that doesn't really feel inspiring. That can actually knock you down a notch, right? That's not the goal here. That's not what we're trying to do. So you have to think in terms of my life as a movie. What point in the movie am I at right now? By the way, our movie goes until, well, it doesn't go anymore. We see a snapshot of a character who goes through one journey of their life. But remember, we all go through many journeys in our life. Awakening, I see a lot of things for people. I went through the dark night of the soul. I went through my awakening. Yeah, you don't go through it once. I don't know who in the world. I mean, that would mean you're done. Done. Boop, bye. Okay, you're not done. You're going to go through cycles and series of things and experiences because you're evolving. And as you evolve, your mission evolves, your purpose evolves. Also, there's still needs in the world. If our world is still full of chaos, we are going to evolve to try to help that, solve that, create solutions for that, create healing for that. So until the world is 100% at peace, which sounds really good, and I will put all of my effort and energy into that to move us into that direction until my last breath. That's what I'm here for. However, it's unlikely, but let's say that we hit that. We hit that statistic. Wow, the world is 100% peaceful. What do we do then? I know we say, well, gosh, that would be awesome. We would enjoy it. What will we evolve to? What will we be challenged by? How would we grow, expand? What will we do? So because every human's on their own journey and they're working at their own pace, some people, by the way, they don't care anything about their pace or their journey. There's no awareness of that. But there are those of us, soul seekers, explorers, those of us who want to see improvement in the world. We want to uplift others. We want to be uplifted and we want to take others with us. Yeah, that's me. Those are my peeps. Okay. You're my peeps if that's you. So until then, we have work to do. And it's not going to happen by looking at this fake perfectness online that our brains are saying, I'm not there yet. They're perfect. I'm not. I mean, why aren't we? If I see something, I know when I'm misaligned, because if that's happening in my head, I go, whoa, slow it down, sister. You are way in your conditioned mind. You are not making a soul connection right now. I like and prefer to use the world instead as a spiritual mirror. I'll look out, no matter if it's online or now it's easy for me to look out in nature and admire whatever I see. Oh, look at that cute little squirrel. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with my squirrels and chipmunks. Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful flower. Wow, look at that tree. Instantly, I've never gone out in nature and, oh my God, who's that tree think it is? Like, I've never done that. Okay, that sounds silly, but isn't it funny? We'll go online to our fellow humans and we will say, who does she think she is? Or, yeah, you're like so perfect. Mine's not. We instantly fall into that stuff. That's not going to help us, is it? It's not going to help us rise. So unlike our movie journey, we have to remember I'm on a hero's journey. I'm the freaking hero. It doesn't matter what I see in the world. I can use it as inspiration. It might look super polished and perfect, might even look fake. I had a client once, she said, I look online and I just find myself just thinking, ugh, she's so fake. And I said, is that really true? Do you know this person? No, I don't. And she had this sort of epiphany that it was actually that she wanted to feel what she was seeing out in the world. And she was making this assumption to sort of say, I don't like her because she has what I don't have. Well, that wasn't helping her because we can't get to where we want from where we are if we're in this negative state. So instead, we want to say, interesting. I love that color. What a beautiful shirt. Wow, I love the fun vibe of this photo. If you're not in that mindset, take a pause. And when we come back in the third segment, I want to talk more about how do I do that? How do I snap out of this perfection, comparison, lacking, this place that I'm not where I'm supposed to be? How do I use that in a positive way? Yeah, that's what we're going to go into. You are listening to the Zenspiration Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Of course, I'm your host, Nicole, and we want to move away from all of these trendy things, all this stuff we're seeing online. We will start to use emotions as a source of empowerment because that's what they're there for. And then that way, instead of looking anywhere and being downsized, diminishing your place in your path instead of saying, oh, they're perfect, I'm not, or activating within you envy, jealousy. These are not good manifesting emotions, my friend. Nope, nope, nope. We want to be inspired, uplifted, supportive, appreciative. We want to get into this state of gratitude, and we're going to talk about all kinds of fun ways to recognize what state you're in, pause, shift, and adjust so that you are in a great state for manifesting, attracting what you want, and creating a life, reimagining it exactly the way that you want, that is good for you. But guess what? It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody to have that kind of energy. All right, so tune in. We're coming back with the how-to, getting into it, the nitty-gritty. Let's turn this stuff around. We don't have to be part of culture chaos. We are above that, and we are on the rise. We'll be right back. Oh, I have more for you right here on the Zenspiration Show. I want to help you reclaim your journey. No matter what you've been tuning into, no matter what you've been taking in, feeling, calibrating, it's all good. It's perfect. That's what I said last time. That's right. It's perfect because it gives us something to work with. I think, too, we really get into this trying to avoid feeling bad. I get it. Feel bad. I don't want to feel bad. We also can mute our emotions. We've been taught maybe we're too emotional. Maybe we're getting upset over nothing. Why are you getting upset about that? Why are you even letting that bother you? There are a lot of factors that come up for clients as well that are very personal through their journey, why they react, respond, calibrate to, believe, why they develop a perspective about something. And it isn't, by the way, it isn't all because of, oh, that's past trauma. That's another one of those trendy things, unfortunately, that's hit out there. And it's not all of that. But instead of all of us trying to reach this elusive there point in our path, I need to get there. As soon as I get there, it is more about appreciating right here, because I love dreamers. I'm a dreamer. Yes, dream your future. Think about everything that you do want. But here's what's interesting. As much as we think about what we do want, we fixate on what we don't have. We fixate on what is not working. We have been taught that there are problems. We have been taught that things are bad. If you feel certain things, that's bad. If you're experiencing certain things in life, that's bad. You made a wrong decision. Why did you do that? Okay, lots and lots of conditioning, right? From the outside. But everything has a spiritual purpose. Everything has a spiritual purpose in your life. No matter what you've experienced, no matter how it went down compared to how you thought it was supposed to go. See, that's a big difference too, isn't it? A gap. In my mind, I thought it would go like this. And instead it went like that. And that's just not fun. So then we make this definition, this assumption, we wrap it in this nastiness of this is why things are not working for me and they're not coming together. But I want you to know that you can move forward with a sense of fulfillment and joy. You can have a sense of completeness. You can have a sense of satisfaction, but not unless you make that connection with your soul so that you can accurately assess what is actually happening in your life and why it's happening. See, people will say, and this hit me years ago, oh, everything happens for a reason. Okay, well, with all the crud that was going down in my life, I didn't really like that. What do you mean everything happens for a reason? This is what I get when I was, thinking everyone else had it together. So I want to elaborate on that a little. Everything happens for a reason. However, you, my friend, you are in charge of defining the reason. If you do not define reasons for things happening in your life or not coming together in your life in a way that serves you, you're going to feel bad. You'll feel like you missed out on something. So let's see what we can do to turn this around, because of course there are lots of studies that do show that people who have gratitude and mindfulness and are using positive psychology, they have a better experience in life. They're enjoying themselves more. And it's not because their circumstances are perfect. My circumstances are not perfect. There's still things I'm aspiring to accomplish. Eric and I talk about our goals, our future, our vision, that every time we walk, or we call them campfires. If anybody watched a certain show, they used to call that when they would meet and talk about what was going on. We do that all the time. We're always assessing, reassessing, addressing, making changes. That feels satisfying. Telling yourself or engaging with that voice in your mind that's telling you you're not where you're supposed to be is not satisfying. It feels awful sometimes. So when we're looking out there and we're assessing, don't do that. Bring it in. Bring it in, my friend. Bring it in close. Okay. How do we do this? How do we really shift and change things? For one thing, if you are online, make sure that you are looking at something, one, with the right framework. Does this inspire me? Now, I'm a little opposite too, because I don't come from the school of it's all love and light. Okay, that doesn't work for me. Sometimes I can look at something and I can think, oh, I'm changing that. Like it lights a fire in me in a different way. I'm a positive person. I'm an eternal optimist. However, I'm also a realist. So if I don't like something, if it's showing up in a way that I don't resonate with, it's not working for me, I will roll my sleeves up and we need to get to work. This needs to go. So this is why the type of clients that come to work with me, they want change. They want to put in the work. They don't want me to say, well, just meditate on it and see what happens. What? Just send them love. Send them love. It'll all be good. It'll all be okay. No, actually, it might not be okay. You can send love. I love that. Great. I'm sending love. I do that often to my kids, my friends. Someone's got something big in the hopper and they're really excited. I'm sending you. That's all real. However, when it comes to creating change in your life, you can't just it away. Okay. You have to actually get into it's a spiritual law. Taking inspired action is actually one of our universal laws. So if we're not going to do that, good luck. Right? That's not how it works. If you catch yourself, you're looking online, you're catching yourself downsizing someone else to make yourself feel better. If that happens too, I bet they're not really that happy. I bet they don't really have all that together. We can be real about this. We've all done it. I've done it. I don't mean to. It just pops in and I go, that's not where I want to be. They may or may not be doing whatever they're doing, but that's not up to me. Here's where I have power and control. You, my friend, have power and control within you. So this is about observing your own reactions, observing your emotions, cleaning your algorithms. If someone or something continues to show up in your feed and they make you go, and you checked yourself and you're just like, I'm just not connecting with this person. We can send love to everyone, but we don't need to connect with everyone. You're just not going to. It's okay. You don't have to hate them or anything. You just unfriend or unfollow or wish them the best. But there's people that I used to follow, but what they're teaching or they've shifted, I'm not interested anymore. It has nothing to do personally. It's just not where I'm at. You want to continue to assess your energetic. What are you calibrated to? Continue to assess your emotions that are activating. You get to be in charge of them. Okay, that's your job, to check your emotions. And if you're having ones come up that you're not really liking that much, envy, jealousy, anxiety, you're overthinking, creating more angst, more worry, then we need to shift. This is how we do this. And we shift our mind. How do we do that? Well, you can ask yourself open-ended questions that are empowering questions. Also, it is a myth that we think, oh my gosh, I don't like where I'm at in my path. I have to just completely give my entire life, a makeover. I have to uproot and just start all over again. No, nothing drastic, not required. You don't actually need to go on some expensive sabbatical somewhere to find yourself. You don't have to do that. Okay. You can just start right where you are. I love meeting my clients right where they are on their path. Let's start with where you're at. Tell me what's coming up for you. What have you been noticing? What have you been experiencing emotionally? What kind of thoughts are you having? Right? And then I can take that and go, oh, okay, I see how this is coming through. I see the perspective they have. I see how it's getting framed in this tight little thing. And it's coming from here, not from soul. It's not coming from within. Okay, it's coming from outside. So as you're doing things in your life, and sit with this question on our break here. Why do I want this? Why am I doing this? I've had goals in the past that came from the outside. I thought, oh, I should want that. I'm an entrepreneur. I should want that. I should build my business that way. I should have these types of friendships. I should be doing this type of activity. Okay. So asking yourself, why do I want this? The answer should come from within your soul, from your soul. That's what I love helping my clients do, is to connect with their soul to get the truth and the answers. I want to help you embrace your journey. If you're online, by the way, come visit us in Empowered Living on Facebook. I have a group, and it's only empowered and calibrated content. Because when we come back, let's put a bow on this baby. Yeah. Let's put a bow on this, and how to step out of the chaos culture and create our own soulful celebration of life. So we get to experience what we want each and every moment of our journey. And if we're not, we know that we're in a hero's journey. And this is where we gotta show up different. All right. So join me as we wrap this up in our last segment. We'll be right back on the Zenspiration Show here on Transformation Talk Radio Network. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to embrace your journey? That's what I want to wrap this up with. There is a big difference between settling. Oh, it's just the way it is. There's nothing I can do about this. Everyone has what they have. We can even fool ourselves sometimes. We act like, well, I don't want all that anyway. I don't need $1 million. Really? Do you know what I'd do if I had $1 million? How many animals I could help on the planet? How many farms maybe I could buy instead of other corporations, et cetera, buying them? There are so many things I could do with $1 million that would be amazing for humanity, for animals, for the planet. Who knows? Children. I mean, there's so many things I have so many big visions. For anyone to say, oh, I don't really need all of that. There's something going on there. So we don't want to settle. I'm not telling you, oh, just accept where you are on your path and settle. Okay. What I'm saying is, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah. Look at, have you forgotten to take a look behind you, how far you've come? We don't do that very often either, do we? Wow. Look at all the things that I've been through. I mean, it's constant for me because this is the work that I do. And yes, I also have layers come up, but I do see a lot of soul seekers. They're kind of obsessed with healing in a little bit of a way too. Oh, I know I have a lot of healing to do, and I'm not telling you to do that either. I'm just telling you to just be right where you are. Be where you are, be present with it. Acknowledge, appreciate, love how far you've traveled. I mean, I can only imagine how many lessons you have to share, how many experiences you've had in your lifetime so far. And there are so many ahead of you, I hope. Yeah. So if we just appreciate, this is where I am. Here's what I have that I have learned that I can apply. I have this wisdom. I have this guidance. I feel called to something. I feel called to things. I have children's books that are in the hopper. I have other visions. I'm creating new ways to experience transformation for clients that want to be on this quest for life. There's never a time to say, oh, it's fine. I'm good enough where I am. You just are where you are. We don't need to define it by anything. But it's also good to say, but I like where I am, or I don't like where I am. I had a client once, she said, can I say that this sucks without being negative? Yeah, you can call whatever you want out, because that contrast can be used in great ways. So instead of us saying, oh, it's fine, or, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, we're always like somewhere else. Let's just be right here. In fact, take a breath right now. Let's just be right here. Let's be present within ourselves. And let's really look at how can I be here now? And I think the best way to do that, to be okay with where you are, knowing that you're not staying there, you're not settling, you're not stuck, is to show up for the life that you want. That might seem a little, but how can I be where I am but show up for the life I want? Because you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to put your soul guided steps in place. You're going to say, oh, wow, there's so much available for me. In my offer, the Quest for Life Club, it's the bank of life. We live in this abundant universe. The trees aren't out there stressing right now how they're going to grow their next leaves. They just do what they do. People laugh at that when I use that example, but humans stress about every freaking thing they're going to do. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Maybe I made the wrong decision. What if I make the wrong decision? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to bring all of that and just put it down. Just be here now. You have unlimited potential. You can tap into it at any time. Isn't that amazing about us, how we were created, that no matter where we are, walking on a path, driving in a car, sitting in a chair, man, you can tap into the entire universe where you are. That is so mind-bending for me. When I actually thought of it that way, I thought, wow, what am I stressing about? I can tap into the entire universe. I could create a new idea right now that could change the entire course of my life. I could show up for the life that I want and impact people in a positive way. Now, that for me brings me to life. So why do I want this? I love seeing people come back to life. I love this quest for life, but not the striving, not the comparing, not looking online and thinking, I don't have that. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. But if you are at a point in your path and you have a feeling, a calling, I don't feel like where I'm supposed to be, that is a sign from your soul. It is either a sign to get in touch with yourself, to reevaluate your vision of what you want, the life you are currently living, the way you are living it. It may be about relationships. It may be just, hey, what an inspiring sign from my soul that it's time for me to reimagine my life, because I want to experience different things. Not all of us are wired to want to experience the same things over and over again. Some of us, we want to experience new things. We know that adventure is the way of life for us. And if that's you, I see you, I get you, I understand you. I want you to know we don't have to buy into this culture chaos. We can use it though. in our favor. We can use that contrast. So as you're moving through your day, as you're moving through your life, assess and address, notice what you notice, make those adjustments, reimagine what's possible for you. And of course, if you don't want to do that alone, because why? You can reach out to me at energize-u.com and visit my website. You get to choose your own adventure. I set it up very creatively because it's fun and I want life to feel exciting and inviting for you. Yes, I know. Wow, crazy concept, not just chaos, but that is the truth. Thank you so much for joining me on the Zenspiration Show, because I know this has been a slice of your life, and I appreciate that. I'm honored by that. I love to experience with fellow explorers. Until next time, which is every first and third Tuesday right here on Transformation Talk Radio Network, I am your host, Nicole, and this has been the Zenspiration Show. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in, my trapezoid friend. Coach Nicole here, signing off from the Zenspiration Show and Inspiration Island. Remember, the magic doesn't end here. We are just getting started. Keep shining your light, embracing the adventure, and spreading those empowered vibes wherever you go. I'll see you on the sunny side. Until next time, stay energized for life.